Take my shield away. I'll make my own. This should do good. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Episode 5 of Falcon and Winter Soldier just went ahead and released online. What I'm going to be doing here for you guys is giving you my episode 5 breakdown, pointing out Easter eggs you might have missed, talking about what they're leading to with the finale, and of course, gotta mention that end credit / post credit scene where damn John Walker was making his Kmart brand shield. But also be sure to leave me your guys' opinions down below, what you thought of this episode right here. What do you think is going to be happening in the finale? Now that we're like 90% done with the show, do you think the Falcon and Winter Soldier is a good show? Let's have a full-on spoiler discussion down below. So episode 5 opens up the way I was hoping it would, and that is dealing with the aftermath of John Walker doing his public execution and Bucky and Sam going after him, finally completing this buildup that they have been doing the entire season, and that is the battle for the shield. Even the tension in the room before the fight went down was really getting at me, making my heart pump a lot. And even just seeing John Walker's face as he realizes, oh, these bros are no longer on my side. They think what I did was a big oopsie. And I gotta say, it was damn well worth the setup right here, because this fight was everything I wanted it to be. John Walker really did put up a good tussle. Makes sense with the boy now being a super soldier right here. Some of the key moments is him ripping apart the wings from Falcon, and this boy is acting like some sort of Mortal Kombat character, with him thinking his finishing move is just taking that shield and smashing people on the chest, because he tried doing it twice to Sam. The boy has a signature death move, and you gotta appreciate him for that. But the part also that made me go, damn, they freaking broke this guy's arm to take that shield away from him. I really have to thank Marvel for how violent they got with that fight, because it was everything I wanted it to be. But as the fight is ending and everyone is laying on the floor, I do like how Bucky is the first one to get up, grab the shield, and then put it to the side of Sam. It's kind of like his whole mission this entire season was just to return that shield back to Sam the way Steve Rogers intended that shield to go. Cutting to the next scene here, it's kind of unclear whether it's been a couple of hours or even a day or two since the big incident with Captain America, and now you have the US government involved further into this attack with dealing with the Flag Smashers and their public image, as the new Captain America went ahead and just kind of ruined the reputation of that shield. We have Joaquin Torres coming back. I've missed this boy all season, giving us an update to the situation at hand and where they currently stand on finding Carly and remaining members of the Flag Smashers. And just like with much of episode 5, it just deals with a lot of setting up for what will probably be some big surprises in the finale, if not for the future of the MCU, because this whole episode is entirely revolving around Sam finally accepting the idea of him becoming the new Captain America, taking on that shield and the responsibilities that come with it, while also unconsciously passing on the torch for who will be the new Falcon, and that is Joaquin Torres. We've talked about since his first appearance in the Falcon and Winter Soldier how this guy in the comic books is destined to become the Falcon, and we get to see that right here with Sam letting him have the ripped apart wings for him to do whatever he pleases. Now, I doubt Sam knew Joaquin will most likely take these wings and fix them up. We have some sort of idea that this guy is tech savvy with that first episode, him wanting to fix up Sam's wings and tweak them up a bit, but Sam was obviously hesitant to, saying, no, every time the US government messes with my stuff, it doesn't work properly. I think there's definitely a chance we could see Joaquin suit up as his Falcon come by the end of episode 6, where he'll probably join Bucky and Sam in the big fight and dealing with whatever villain will be there, whether that's John Walker or somebody else. From there, we get to see the repercussions of the actions John Walker took and how the US government is wanting to punish him, and of course, it comes off as a pretty light sentence. And even before diving a little deeper into some of the punishments he was given here by his US government, I gotta say, I was thrown back when we talked about John Walker's actions in the last episode, and even some of the discourse online. It is pretty divided among fans that there are some people that truly side with John Walker and think what he did was absolutely right, while you have the other half who know John should never have killed an innocent man for a crime he didn't commit, and also a public execution with everybody watching with such brutal force. And even in these scenes after they've read out the punishment that that he will not face any jail time, that they're just going to strip him of his military duty, not give him an honorable discharge, no benefits, just kind of tossing him aside and wanting to erase him from history because he just makes the country look bad. John Walker responds with a great argument that I only did what you guys asked of me. You wanted a good soldier, you got exactly that, okay? What's the difference for me killing somebody out in public surrounded by civilians as opposed to on the battlefield? There really is no difference, and I only did what you trained me to do. But even with that said, I'll be the first to admit it does seem like a gray area, because I feel like John Walker does have here a point and was just trying to be the Captain America that they wanted. But after his hearing and being stripped of his title, we get what is actually the surprise cameo that a lot of the people behind the show have been hinting towards, and again, it might lead to some of that continuous disappointment because Marvel fans have just been hyping up, wondering who it is. I know even my best friend out there was thinking we were going to see old man Steve Rogers this episode. Pfft, ain't you a fool? Instead, we get a Valentina Allegra de Fontaine. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and call her Val.
So you can just call me Val, but don't call me Val.
And like I said, she is the big cameo for the episode, and that might leave some people disappointed, but there are some big repercussions for her character showing up. For one, it seemed pretty obvious that this to me is more than likely setting up Marvel's MCU Thunderbolts. Now, I've talked about the Thunderbolts before and how they're possibly being set up in the MCU, but just to catch you up on that, the Thunderbolts are essentially the Marvel's version of the Suicide Squad. It's just a ragtag group of people, usually made up of villains and led by Baron Zemo. And with Val's words really clear here that some people find your gifts very valuable and we could really use you out there, is I think them definitely setting up that. But if not, we could look into her comic book history background to see what they're possibly doing. For one, her character has been known to be named Madam Hydra. She started off as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, heck, even had a bit of a romantic relationship with Nick Fury. I wonder if that's something they'll throw in here and make that connection. As Madam Hydra, she has also been a ruler of Madripoor, the fictional place that we've been seeing in the Falcon and Winter Soldier, which that right there kind of lets me know she is possibly the power broker. And with her wanting to build up this secret super soldier team of people with gifted abilities, it would make sense why she would be the power broker and the one trying to make new super soldiers out in the world. The real question to ask here, though, is what is her mission and what is she trying to fight for or against? The other interesting factoid that came out in a Vanity Fair article about it is that this character was supposed to first be introduced in Black Widow. Don't forget, if it wasn't for the pandemic, we would have already have seen Black Widow, and that's where we were first gonna meet her character, and then that's why her appearance here in the Falcon and Winter Soldier would have made a lot more sense to us. So they most likely might have reshot this scene, taken away some key words as to not spoil Black Widow, so we could get bigger details to what her ultimate goal and what her mission might be once we see her appear in Black Widow later this year. As the episode continues on, we do catch up with Zemo, who is now in Sokovia, taking in the memorial after the events of Age of Ultron and what happened there. You gotta remember, his origin started in Sokovia after he lost his family there thanks to the battle with Ultron and the Avengers. It would make a lot of sense why he would want to come here after his mission has been complete, and Bucky, knowing that fact, knew exactly where to find him. But this whole interaction they had together really did bring closure to the character and might have gone ahead and closed his chapter for good. For one, Baron Zemo goes ahead and admits, even though his prime directive is to make sure all super soldiers out there are dead, he tells Bucky, don't worry, I don't want to kill you. Kind of understanding that Bucky is no longer the threat as a super soldier, that he just sees him as a broken down person with a lot of mental issues. And Bucky symbolically killing him off, letting him know that you're dead to me now. Everything you did to me, controlling me, bringing back that Winter Soldier, it's gone, and I'm turning you over to Wakanda, which again, another surprise right there, because you would assume that they would take him to a Wakandan prison and maybe he would show up in Black Panther 2, but Ayo says it right here that they're going to be transporting him to the Raft, which is technically a US government prison that we did get to see in Captain America's Civil War. That prison out in the middle of the ocean, that's where Baron Zemo is going to be rotting away until the MCU decides to bring him back out, or he breaks out to go ahead and lead the Thunderbolts the same way he does in the comics. But speaking of getting closure, that's also exactly what Sam needs, and he decides to go pay another trip to Isaiah Bradley to kind of understand more of his story and what he should do next with this shield. I gotta say, everything with Isaiah Bradley is super fascinating to me, and it's a part of the MCU I would love for them to explore more. Even just him explaining everything he went through and the exact reason for why they sent him in prison also kind of parallels exactly what Captain America did in his first movie, because he talks about he was part of a group of black soldiers who were experimented on and each given a different version of the super soldier serum. They were also being put on missions as they were given this serum to test out their abilities, and slowly some of them started dying one by one, either through battle or through the messed up serum that they gave them. At one point, even having a group of these soldiers captured by the enemy, the US government, thinking that they would discover what they were working on and even what might happen, just wanted to bomb the whole project and kill everyone involved, including their own soldiers. And that's where Isaiah Bradley went ahead and took the shield, the Captain America costume, saved those soldiers, brought them back home, only to be tried with treason. And the reason I was saying this is similar to something that Captain America does is he does the exact same thing. He steals a shield, he steals a Captain America costume, he goes and saves his soldiers, brings them back home, except Steve Rogers got rewarded for doing all that, where Isaiah Bradley unfortunately got thrown in jail to be experimented on for 30 years. Some fans out there are really suggesting for a period piece Disney Plus show where they give us a full live action interpretation of this, and I'm all up for that to happen. But what this really comes down to is Isaiah kind of telling him, I don't want you to tell the world about me because they'll come and kill me, and also the government will never let a black Captain America be because of the history behind it, which I think is just another reason why Sam does need to take up that shield to right a lot of wrongs and make everything come back full circle. But as he continues to contemplate that, this is part of the episode where maybe a lot of people got lost in or thought, what is going on? I thought this was supposed to be the best episode of the series. They were hyping this up, and now we're just watching Sam and Bucky fix up a boat. While it might not have been the most riveting and action-packed stuff, again, I feel it was important because there was a lot of character development and transition that happened here that made Sam go from being the Falcon to now being Captain America. But the first sign that we get that Sam is finally ready to be Captain America is when he goes ahead and does his first famous Captain America speech, okay? You can't be Captain America unless you can give a motivational speech, and that's exactly what Falcon did right here when talking to Bucky about the way he's dealing with his mental health issues and wanting to apologize to people he's wronged in the past. You could just see from the posture, the tone, it definitely screams some Steve Rogers lecturing. It was the show's way of saying that this boy is ready to be Captain America. And if that didn't do it for you, then maybe the Rocky montage training did. We do catch up to what Carly and the rest of the Flag Smashers are doing, and that is preparing for war against the GRC, their main enemies, the people who are giving all these special benefits, the people who got snapped back to reality. And one of the members that Carly enlists is Batroc the Leaper, again coming back from first appearing in episode 1 and his appearance in The Winter Soldier, a Captain America villain wanting to go after the Falcon. Another tease to what they're setting up for the finale. So not only are we going to have Bucky and Sam fight John Walker Captain America, the Flag Smashers, they're also going to be dealing with Batroc the Leaper, which honestly isn't that big of a threat if you're asking me. And before getting to that end credits scene, we have to talk about this suitcase that I was just anticipating and waiting for Sam to open the entire episode, only for them to end the damn episode as soon as he opens it. For one, this suitcase comes from Wakanda. It is the last favor that Bucky asked of the Wakandan people to make the new Captain America suit for Sam Wilson. I gotta say, it's kind of poetic that Wakanda is the one making this suit for Sam. I mean, Tony Stark isn't really around to be making all these high-tech suits for his Avenger companions. You also can't really trust anything the US government makes now because, like Sam said, anytime they mess with his suit, it never really worked properly. And well, as much as we love Sam Wilson and Bucky, they're not really tech savvy enough to make a whole new suit. A suit made and coming from Wakanda is the perfect upgrade for Falcon. It also lets us know Wakanda approves of him being Captain America, or else they would not have designed and created a Captain America suit for him. But Wakanda, we know, likes to have their safety measures, likes to have things in store if anything was to go wrong. I mean, we saw that they put a little safety measure in Bucky's arm when they were fighting in case the day ever came that Bucky went rogue and they needed to go after him. After seeing what the last Captain America went ahead and did in public with that execution, I would not be surprised if there actually are some fail-safes into the Captain America suit that might come to play later in the MCU, and that's one of the reasons why we saw the fail-safe for Bucky's arm. There have been some leaks that I don't want to show here because I think some of you guys want to see the suit firsthand in the show, but from the looks of it, they are definitely adapting the Falcon Captain America suit from the comics to justice. Bringing us to the end credit scene here, that John Walker is not going to go down without a fight right here, and is definitely obsessed with him being Captain America, very proud of that title, not wanting to let it go, making a damn shield out of what basically has to be steel or iron. This ain't no vibranium or adamantium. That is not something that you can just weld together in your garage of any American household. There has been trailer footage where we kind of get to see this shield, and I mean, the boy did a pretty good job replicating it, but I do not think this thing is going to be capable at all. I'm going to be real curious to see if he can even throw it and it'll bounce back like the Captain America shield, or if it's gonna fall apart right away and even protect him. Still no doubt, just the fact that he does not want to let go of the title of Captain America is gonna be great. And we also gotta know, they took his suit away from him. He's probably gonna make his own suit, same as he did with the new shield, and we could be getting a different look to John Walker and more US agent. I really still like the episode, even if they had its slow moments. It's stuff that was necessary so that episode 6 could feel like a big finale. I'm definitely excited to see what's going to go down. I want to hear from you guys. What were some of your favorite parts out there? Did you catch anything I might have missed? And what do you think are some of the repercussions that'll be going down in the future of the MCU? Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.